Reminder, trading is risky. Markets turn on a dime. Traders cannot, according to Jeff Cooper. And that's why most traders get beat. This is a risky business. E at marketwizards.com and eminywizard.com reminding you to use risk capital that you can afford to lose. And also a reminder that we've got a special presentation coming up November 8th. 4:15. Please register if you'd like to learn a little bit more about what we do. All right, that target that we had two specific targets. We looked at 28.75 and then that 26.25, which we said make sure you're paid because, first of all, both of those were legitimate targets. We know we could crash through any of those, but those were two system targets, and we thought we were in the right neighborhood to make sure. Well, one of the things we also used to help make that decision was that we were almost 100 points off yesterday's high, and risk and reward, I said, would start to come in. So don't be the last to leave. You may leave chips on the table, but for sure, if you only had one, you really need to think about making sure you get paid, and then you can re-enter. On the bounce back, we've talked about this 46 prior overnight low. There's a retest of it, and we've got 48.75. I've suggested get paid if you are on the long side. And we've been emphasizing hit the bounce today, not the idea of just buy. But this is typical of how at one point you're gonna catch a few trades correctly, and then you're gonna chase one too low and get stopped out. That happens. Let the trades breathe. If you've had a good day, you don't have to do anything right now. You can go sidelines and say, look, I'm going to just, relax my body and, let it play out, a little shop perhaps, and then see if I can find another good entry. You get 2 or 3 good entries a day and you've done well. We were very fortunate today. We used that idea of 85 resistance. We showed you why. And then we had suggested, let's use that 72 as our entry zone. We said, let's use 75, that year open as our stop zone, and try to get into a trade and come south side. First target we had was 37.25. We said that should be the first profit taking leg. And when it did and bounced up and got in, we'd said, make sure you paid that 59 area, because that would also be a retest. And let's use our 62s as resistance for that trade. And that one plays out huge. Okay, we take out and the first thing you got to do in that trade, take out that 52. And then we're looking down here at that 42 target that we had. Remember, 42.25 showed up. And then we said anything under that, hopefully we can get back down and test, say, 32s to 28s. And that was T2. That I looked for today, 28.75. So anybody that got those trades today, the market is breathing. It's bouncing right now. Profits are being taken. And I said, if you come in here aggressively, make sure that you don't give it too much room. Bang, right there. That's why. And this is a retest of 52s. Remember, I said 52.25. So we nailed the low. All right, anybody that wants to trade now, you're going to be on your own. I'm going to be going to play some golf this afternoon. I don't know that the low is in yet. Nobody does. But we said we're going to use several markers today. The first is 52.25. Anybody wants one more short today, do not let it get above this prior high. If it takes that high out over here at that 60 zone, then I think the low is in for the day. And it doesn't have to be. They could run stops and still come back. Take one last look at another chart. Okay, this is our 5-minute chart. And I said, you're going to hit a couple of them, and then one of them is going to go farther than you think. And that's probably this trade right here. So keep an eye today now on our angel. All right, this bar right here is our angel. And I'm going to look to say that this 37, 38 area is going to be an important support now. Got to break that all over again. And this is profit taking not only from today, but for the weeklies too. So there'll be one more good short today, but there's a possibility the low is already in. And to understand that, you need to get it back under 46 all over again. First things first. The goal of the boys right now is to take out that high at 59. Because under that, shorts are still in control. Okay, at 55, 56 zone, we are at the middle. So make sure anybody who took a part of that trade, make sure you paid right in here, 55, 56 area. And we're in the pipe. One last chart. All right. Zika suggested make sure you are paid by 63.75, 63 and a quarter. If you took that trade, which probably nobody did, but somebody may have. If you did and you said, hey, I've got some profits, I'm reversing here, said be very careful. If you, once we attack this 46, that was the overnight high, we could run to anything, including the 52 test, the 59 test. And then obviously the boys are going to try to take out that high, this prior high. So if you want one more re-entry short, got to use this 66 area as resistance, and think of it as scalp, and think about the profits that you perhaps have already put in your pocket and try to keep them there. The low is perhaps in for the day. Doesn't have to be. But longs, if you don't take profits by this 63, not sure why, but have a trailer for it and make sure the lion's share is in your pocket. And my work suggests make sure you paid by 66. And then on pullbacks, got to use those milestones again. I'm going to break. I hope you guys have had a great day. Have a wonderful weekend. I'm going to go hit some golf balls and throw a few extra in my bag just to make sure I can complete the round. I'd love to stay here. I'm so torn because I love the markets, but you got to get a break here and there too. We can go any place today. And once the low is in, the headhunters will come back in, and we're going to try to push this up. This is the last to leave loses from the weeklies. And don't be surprised if the boys don't get it back up to try to test that 75 before we're done. And they would like nothing better than to knock out the RTH highs. And that's their goal in this swing. And there's a program trade. All white bars, you can tell. Make sure you paid 66s, probably get some bleed back. This is the pipe today, and we can go any place. Hopefully you had a great day. I agree, Zeke. It will probably take more than one rotation, but this is all fast down and not a lot of resistance built up. So we're re-auctioning. And I showed you the symmetry at 75. So that's a key. Keep that in mind today. Do not put it past the boys to get half gap trade and even the gap. But for now, that's resistance. But that's the resistance target the boys are going to look for later. They can't get it up past 66. And we know that the longs are still held captive. All right. Be well. Have a wonderful weekend.